Peace and blessings. Thank you so much for joining me here in this yoga flow. I ask that we find ourselves in a comfortable seated pose. Now that we are seated, may we start by placing our arms above our heads. Feel and stretch here. Nice natural breaths. Arms above the head. As our arms flow to the side in a seated twist, gazing over that shoulder. Arms back up in the air. Seated twist, opposite side. Natural breaths here. Coming back to center, arms above the head, seated twist. Softly gazing over that shoulder. Feeling the movement. Back to center, seated twist, opposite side. Coming back to center. Seated salute. Palms down to seated prayer. Back up to seated salute. Feeling the movements as we breathe, seated prayer. Placing our palms on the earth as we do a side bend, lifting our arm over our head, feeling a side stretch, coming back to center. Side stretch, opposite side. Nice natural breaths, going in deep. Coming back to center. Side stretch, opposite side. Loosening up our bodies. Coming back to center. Side bend. Feel in the stretch. Relax in the shoulders and the head. Coming back to center. Palms above the head. Breathing down to seated prayer. Placing our feet in our butterfly position as we do a couple of seated cat-cow poses. Chin up, chest goes up, chin goes downward towards the clavicle, spinal cord goes towards the back. As we breathe, cat-cow rotations to our natural breath. Come into our staff pose, bringing our palms above our heads as we flow down, allowing our hands to touch our ankles or our feet. Feel and stretch here. Maybe we can slightly gaze forward in our staff pose, noticing how this feels in our spinal cord. And if it's in our practice, maybe we can pedal our feet as we hold our toes. Feel and stretch deeper in our hamstrings. Breathing up to our staff, crossing our leg as we gaze over that shoulder, feeling a spinal twist. Spinal twist, opposite side. Natural breaths, relaxing. Palms above the head, breathing down to prayer as we come back down to our seated forward fold. Relaxing. Coming back up to our staff, lifting our leg as we work on our Sage Marichi. Feeling a stretch here in our Sage Marichi. Nice natural breaths. Noticing how this feels. Inhale. Exhale. Coming back down to staff pose. Palms above the head as we flow down to a seated forward fold. Feeling a stretch here. Breathing back up to our staff. Sage Marichi, opposite side. Wrapping our arm around our leg. Connecting our hands behind our back, gazing forward if we choose, or we can lean forward and gaze downward, or we can do both, whatever feels good for you. We are simply feeling a stretch here. Natural breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Coming back to our staff pose, palms above the head as we breathe down to our seated forward fold. Flowing back up to our staff. Pushing our bodies up to our reverse plank. Maybe we can allow our head to fall to the back between our shoulder blades if we choose. Whatever feels best for us, listening to our bodies. Maybe we can flow to a table. Maybe. Coming back down to our buttocks, going back down to a seated forward fold. Relax. Flowing back to our backs, we are in a reclined position, bringing our knees to our chest as we bring our legs up in the air, bringing our legs towards our torso, feeling a stretch here. Legs back up in the air, knees to chest. As we do a reclined spinal twist. Knees fall to one side, arm goes to the other as we gaze over that arm. Feeling a spinal twist here. Natural breaths. Coming back to center, knees to chest. Spinal twist, opposite side. Recline, spinal twist, opposite side. Gazing over that shoulder, feeling a stretch. Maybe closing our eyes and getting lost in the movement here. Inhale. Exhale. Coming back to center, knees to chest, legs back in the air, bringing our legs back towards our torso, feeling a stretch. Reclined wide-legged stretch here, staying on our backs, allowing our legs to go from side to side, feeling a wide-legged stretch. Maybe using our hands to bring our legs back together when we're ready, back to legs on the wall. Flowing our bodies up to our boat pose, or our boat pose variation, whatever feels good for you. We'll do a couple of boat pose variations. We are working our abdominal muscles and building balance here. In life, balance is the key. Maybe we can reach down and touch our feet in our boat pose variation and bring one foot to the side. Bringing the opposite foot to the side. We're in our boat pose variation. Some people like to call this bear pose. Happy bear sitting on their buttocks, playing with their feet. Natural breaths as we feel our body's balance here, as we work our abdominal muscles. Maybe do a couple of boat pose variations. Whatever one feels best for us, we're going to play around here for a couple more breaths. Building balance. Coming back to our boat pose. Natural breath. Feeling our bodies working here. We are working on our abdominal muscles here. A couple more breaths. We can do it. Balancing. Strengthening. Relaxing. working the core. Boat pose and boat pose variation is a wonderful pose because it builds balance, it keeps our back straight, it works our abdominal muscles. There's plenty benefits to boat pose, and maybe we'll discover our own benefits to boat pose. Flowing back to our backs, knees to chest, pushing our bodies up to our bridge pose, working on our gluteus maximus here. Buns of still. Maybe we can work our hands underneath our backs, interlacing our fingers underneath our buttocks, feeling our chest rise higher and our buttocks rise higher. We are going deeper here in our bridge pose. Holding a pose. Squeezing the gluteus maximus. Natural breaths. Holding a pose. If we want to go deeper, we can go to a three-legged bridge by lifting one leg up on the opposite leg and feeling that pose even deeper, if we choose. And when we're ready, we can flow to the opposite leg, lifting up the opposite leg, relaxing it on our knee, if we choose. Bridge pose, buns of still. Exhaling down, working on our flying fish, feeling that bend in our spinal cord as our head comes up, relaxing on the mat. Palms come in front of our chest, knees are in the air, flying fish. As we flow to our fish pose, legs are straight, noticing our chest comes even higher and we come even deeper on our head. We are working our spinal cord here. We are relaxing our spinal cord. Coming back to a flying fish. Noticing how this feels in our spinal cord. Nice natural breaths. Noticing the back bend. Working our lower back. Relieving any issues we may feel in our lower backs. As we flow, knees to chest, relaxing our legs, hugging our legs in, thanking ourselves. Flow into a reclined spinal twist, slightly gazing over that shoulder, feeling the stretch, decompressing our spinal cord. Back to knees to chest, spinal twist opposite side, gazing over that shoulder. Feeling a stretch. Knees to chest, hugging them in. Bringing our legs to our torso, feeling a stretch, continuing to decompress our spinal cord. As we prepare ourselves for a full wheel pose, if we're able, push our bodies up, coming up on our tippy toes if we choose, or flat on our feet, as our head dangles between our arms. Maybe we can do a three-legged bridge if we choose. Gathering our balance. Floating to three-legged bridge opposite side, or three-legged wheel pose, I'm sorry. We are working our spinal cord here. Going deeper. Relaxing any lower back issues that we may feel. This pose is really good with loosening up our lower spinal cord. Relaxing down on our bridge, coming down to our head. We went from a full wheel pose to a bridge on our head. Relaxing our bodies back down, coming on to our backs, bringing our knees to our chest. Legs on a wall pose. As we bring our legs towards our torso, feeling a stretch, relaxing, decompressing that spinal cord. Coming back to our fish pose, noticing how it feels in our spinal cord. Natural breaths, relaxing. Knees to chest, hugging them in. Inhale. Exhale. Legs on the wall. Coming up to our shoulder stand. And we can go deeper in that shoulder stand by going into a plow pose by bringing both legs above our heads. Feeling the stretch here. Continuing to work our lower spinal cord. Maybe we can bring one leg in the air and keep one leg over our head. Simply playing around, whatever feels good for you here. Shoulder stand or plow pose. Your choice. Variation with natural breaths. Breathing our knees into our bodies in the eggshell as we come back to our backs, hugging our knees back into our chest. Decompressing our spinal cord on the earth. Noticing how this feels. As we flow to our happy baby, continuing to relax our spinal cord on the earth. Maybe we can rock our feet, pedal our feet, move our bodies from side to side, whatever feels good for you as we freestyle in our happy baby. Natural breaths. Legs to the wall pose. Bringing our knees to our chest as we push our bodies back up to our bridge pose. Continuing to work on our spine. We're also working on our gluteus maximus here in our bridge pose. Coming down to our backs, knees to chest, back to staff, arms up in the air, flowing down to our seated forward fold. Exhale, up to staff pose. Maybe we can find our bodies in a cow face, gazing over our shoulder, gazing over the opposite shoulder, coming back to center, bringing our palms above our heads, flowing to seated prayer, going deeper in our cow face as we interlace our hands, our fingers behind our backs, opening up our chest, noticing how this feels in our shoulder blades. Natural breaths here. We'll hang out in this pose for a couple breaths. Exhaling out of the pose. Maybe we can switch our legs and or switch our arms, working the opposite sides of our shoulder blades as we interlace our hands in our cow face. Now may we work on our shoulders. We just stretched our bodies. Maybe we can do a couple of shoulder stretches here. Finding our comfort here. Breathing our palms above our head. Feeling a stretch as we exhale, prayer hands. Inhale. Exhale. Thanking ourselves for practicing here today. Getting lost in a moment. Flowing our bodies to our table as we do a couple of cat-cow rotations. Chin goes up, tummy drops downward. Chin goes towards our clavicle, spinal cord goes up in the air. Cat-cow rotations to our natural breath. As we flow to our bird pose, once again balancing our bodies here. One legs to the back, opposite arms to the front. Feeling the balance, keeping our tummy nice and tight as we do knee to elbow. Working our abdominal muscles just a little bit more. Keeping our tummy tight, knee to elbow. Exhale back to table, dropping down to our cow. Exhale to our cat, working our spinal cord, coming back to table, flowing our bodies, dog bird pose opposite side. Tummy's nice and tight, balancing our bodies here. Inhale, exhale, knee to shoulder, knee to elbow, shall I say. Feeling the tummy crunch here, knee to elbow. Exhale back to our table, drop into our cow. Exhale into our cat. Flowing our bodies to thread the needle. Bringing our chest and our head downward towards the earth. We can wrap our arm behind our backs if we choose for a deeper stretch. Natural breaths. Exhale. Coming out of that thread the needle. Coming to our table. Going to thread the needle opposite side. Feeling the stretch here. We can bring that opposite arm behind our backs to go deeper in a stretch if we choose. Natural breaths. Exhaling out of that thread the needle. Table. Drop into our cat. Exhale into our cow. Natural breaths. Pushing our bodies up to our down dog. Feeling a stretch here. Gazing between our hands, gazing back at our feet as we flow to our up dog. Chin and forehead is up towards the heavens. Flowing back to our down dog, gazing at our feet. Coming to our high plank, building strength. Flowing our bodies down, going down to a chaturanga. Feel and stretch and strength here. Flowing to our cobra. Chin goes slightly up as we gaze slightly up towards the heaven, towards the ceiling. Breathing up dog, feeling a stretch, feeling the movements. Continuing to flow down dog. Gazing back, feeling a stretch. Lifting that leg in the air, three-legged dog. Building strength. Knee to elbow. Couple rotations, knee to elbow. Coming back to our down dog. Three-legged dog, opposite side. Knee to elbow. Knee to elbow. Knee to elbow rotations. Here we go. Down dog. Flow into our high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Breathing up to cobra. Flow into up dog. Exhale, down dog. Spinal waving our bodies back to our table as we come down to our child's pose, relaxing our bodies. Maybe we do a couple of spinal waves, continuing to work that spinal cord, loosening it up. Flow into our down dog. Coming back to our child's pose. Hanging out here for a couple breaths, relaxing our bodies here. Our third eye chakra is relaxing on the earth, feeling the vibes and the energies of our environment. As we spinal wave back to our down dog, feel and stretch here. Three-legged dog, coming down to our runner's lunge, going to our pyramid, feel and stretch here. Going back to our runner's lunge as we come up to our high plank or warrior one, whatever feels good for you. Flow into warrior two. Exhale to reverse warrior. Breathe to extended side angle. Back to warrior two. Flow into warrior one or high lunge. Warrior two. Warrior one or high lunge. Back to pyramid, feel and stretch. Back to down dog. Relax. Maybe pedal on our feet, walking that dog. Loosening up our hamstrings even more. Flow into three-legged dog, opposite side. Coming up to our runner's lunge. To our pyramid, feel and stretch. Relax. Runner's lunge to our warrior one or high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse warrior, because we are warriors. Breathe to extended side angle. Back to warrior two. Warrior one or high lunge. Warrior two. Warrior one, high lunge. Pyramid, feel and stretch. Exhale, down dog. Pedal on our feet, walk in a dog. Three-legged dog. Coming to our runner's lunge. Flow into our extended side angle, lifting up that arm, gazing up towards the sky. Coming back down. Flipping to the opposite side, lifting the opposite arm up in the air, gazing up at the sky. Maybe closing our eyes if we can, if we're able. Back to runner's lunge, back to pyramid. Flowing down to our lizard pose, coming down to our forearms. Hanging out in lizard pose for a couple breaths. Pushing our bodies up to our pyramid. Back to down dog. Three-legged dog, opposite side. Flowing to our runner's lunge. Bringing our hand inside of our leg. Extended side angle. Hand to earth, other arms in the air. Gazing at that arm, feel and stretch. Switching arms. Placing one hand on the earth, the other arm's up in the air. Extended side angle, opposite side. Feel and stretch here. Coming back to our runner's lunge. Flowing our bodies down to our lizard, opposite side. Hanging out here for a couple breaths. Pushing our bodies up to our pyramid. Relaxing over our leg. Exhale, down dog. Gazing back at our feet. Head is relaxing between our arms as we breathe up dog. Gazing up at the heavens. Flowing down dog. Breathe into our high plank. Coming down to our chaturanga. Breathing. Exhale. Up to cobra. Ensuring our shoulders are away from our ears as we breathe up dog. Natural breaths. Slowing our bodies down to our child's pose. Forehead to earth. Third eye chakras awakening. Spinal waves. Feeling our spinal cord relax here. Moving our chakras throughout our bodies. As we find ourselves in a seated pose, maybe a lotus, half lotus. As we breathe our arms above our head and relax down to seated prayer. Taking a moment to thank ourselves for going inward here today. Listening to the environment and the movements. Natural breaths. Breathing our palms above our heads, seated salute. Palms together. Exhale down, seated prayer. Palms is at heart center. Palms are at chest center. Seated twist, gazing over that shoulder. Maybe we can close our eyes. Seated twist, opposite side. Coming back to center. Palms above our head. Exhale, seated prayer. Flowing our bodies to our table as we push our bodies up onto our knees. We're going to work on a camel here, continuing to work our spinal cord. In our camel, may we allow our chest to come up as our head falls backwards between our shoulder blades. If we're able, maybe we can interlace our fingers behind our back and go deeper into our camel. Or maybe we can touch the heels of our feet in our camel. Whatever type of camel feels good for you, maybe get into that position and hold it for a couple of natural breaths. Bringing our palms above our head, flowing down to our child's pose, relaxing our bodies here. Maybe rocking from side to side, loosening up our hips, flowing into a couple of spinal waves here, decompressing our spinal cord, feeling the movement, pushing our bodies up to down dog, to three-legged dog, coming to our runner's lunge, exhale, warrior two, breathing, warrior one, warrior two, warrior one, warrior two. Feeling the movement here as we flow, reverse warrior, extended side angle, Coming forward, runner's lunge. Back to down dog. Coming up to our forward fold, complete forward fold. Breathing to our half forward fold. Exhaling back down, standing forward fold. Half forward fold. Breathing up to our Tadasana. Exhaling palms above the head, standing salute. Exhale, standing prayer. Palms at heart center. Standing salute. Exhale, prayer hands. Breathing down to our half forward fold. Flowing down, complete forward fold. Walking our bodies forward, coming to down dog. Three-legged dog, opposite side. Knee forward, runner's lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Breathe into warrior one. Feel in the movement. Warrior two. Warrior one. Warrior two. Natural breaths. Exhale, warrior one. Warrior two. Feeling the movements flow into reverse warrior. Exhale. Extended side angle. Flow into our runner's lunge. To pyramid. Back to down dog. Gazing back at our feet. Head relaxes between our arms. Jumping back up to our complete standing forward fold. Exhale, half forward fold. Complete forward fold. Relaxing our bodies here. Head is relaxed. Half forward fold. Slightly gazing forward as we breathe to our Tadasana. Palms are at our side. Exhaling our palms above our heads, standing salute, palms together as we flow down to standing prayer. Keeping our palms together at heart center, we go to a half forward fold, breathing down to a complete forward fold, touching the earth if we can. Walking our hands forward, going to a down dog. Pedaling our feet, gazing back at our feet, head relaxes between our arms. As we flow up dog, chin, forehead goes up towards the heaven, feeling a stretch as we breathe down dog. Come into our high plank. Exhale, side plank. Lifting one arm up in the air as we relax here on our side, working our obliques. Coming back to down dog, feeling a stretch, relaxing our bodies. Coming back to our high plank. Exhale, side plank, opposite side, lifting that arm up in the air, working our obliques. Breathing back to down dog, feeling a stretch. Exhale, high plank, as we flow to up dog. Bringing our bodies down to the table as we flow onto our buttocks. Crossing our legs in an easy seat, lotus, half lotus. Natural breaths. Maybe we can place our hands on a yoga mat in front of us if we choose, and simply push down on our hands, relaxing our hands, showing our hands some love for pushing us and moving us here today. Exhale to a seated pose as we bring our palms above our heads. Salute, palms together. Exhale, prayer hands. Maybe flow our bodies into a cow face legs, using our hands to massage our feet, thanking our feet for carrying us here today. As we bring our palms above our head, palms together, exhale, seated prayer. Natural breaths. Thanking ourselves for practicing here today, for self-care is a necessity. Closing our eyes if that feels comfortable. Getting lost in a moment. Thank you so much for joining me here today. It truly was a pleasure. Namaste.
I hope you enjoyed this session. I am out here in my yard. Just wanted to say hello to everyone and thank you so much for joining me and watching me here today. I hope that everyone is having a great day. I hope that we all find our intrinsic ways to relax and go inward in a world that is filled with chaos and drama and uncertainties. In life, things happen, and it is up to us to determine how we react to any situation, including stress, including things that doesn't sit well with us. We can always walk away and find a new path. Peace and blessings be to you. Thank you for joining. Namaste.